Well, Tom, cadets have arguably been the standout class here at Teesside this season, to the point where we might as well start calling them the main event, because it's where all the entertainment has been, really, in terms of at the front action, and for drivers aged between the age of 8 and 13 years old. And its current championship leader, Catherine Potter, on pole position, alongside her, Jared Fox-Whiteley. Lizzie Mentier and Isabella Stansmore-Wilson will share row 2, with Leon Barlow and Josh Cooke on row 3. Ethan Girling, Tom Holden on row 4. Holden, last time out's final winner, starts in 8th, with Thomas Potter and David Mack rounding out the top 10. Addison Smith and Sophie Pawsey in 11 and 12. Jakub Trzeziak is 13th alongside Ethan Charles, Summer Wood and Alex Lynn on row number 8, with Sam Robson and Harris Ali sharing row 9. And we have Oliver Watson alongside Holly Allen, Sam Hayes and Harry Brown, 2 drivers joining us for the first time. Regulars at Hooton Park and make the trip up to Teesside will start alongside each other in 21st and 22nd, with Cody Lamb and William Howard in 23rd and 24th. 25th goes the way of Joshua Sullivan. He lines up alongside Zach Turner, with Mason Webster and James Tate rounding out 28 karts on a bumper cadet grid here at Teesside.
The grid's so big, in fact, that we've actually opened up the back half of the circuit. As you can see them lining up on the straight. Normally we would curve round the bend as you look at it on camera, but today, because the grid is so big, they're actually just going to line them up through what we call the cut through from hairpin 3.
Yeah, so many karts gridding up that the back few are going to be really through that back cut through. I think the final few are going to be
they're going to be outside the entrance gates,
yeah,
I think, at this rate.
A fairly dirty start, actually. That part of the track not used very often.
Dirty as in conditions, not as in competitiveness.
Pre-watershed, Tom. Let's not get down there.
No, I meant the driving standards will be clean. I'm very sure. The track on that section is dirty. Yes.
Don't take this down a rabbit hole that you can't dig yourself out of.
Very much. I'm fine. I'm fine. Oh, I see you brought cake.
I have brought cake.
Oh, does that mean I don't have to buy cake at lunchtime?
Well, yes, you can have some cake. We'll share some cake.
Oh. I'm going to buy cake anyway, just to rub it in my face. Our usual cake chat, lunchtime cake chat.
Yeah, if you're interested in
riveting,
if you're interested in cake chat, you can join us as well via the live comments on both YouTube and on Facebook. Throughout the day, we'll be checking those periodically. Looks like we do have a driver with some issues, Tom. Static down at the far end of the circuit, just out of camera shot to the right-hand side. There it is. It's the 201. That's James Tate, and James is having some issues. Did have a difficult qualifying session as well, and it looks like we're just going to see if we can get James onto the back of the grid. He's currently sat on the outside of South Bank, so he is on the racing line, so we don't want to start while he's there.
So should we go through some comments while we're just awaiting them? It looks like they're starting the engine, having a bit of trouble starting it. So Asher Blythe has been on, although it was a fair while ago, but Asher Blythe has been on and says, come on, Brandon. Rachel Hunt says, well done, boys. Ella McSherry, go on, with a W. Go on. Must be from just slightly north of here. We've got Ali Gaming that says, well done, Ollie. Gerard Singleton says, come on, Thomas. And Jesus says something about this place looks fantastic.
Oh, it is.
I think that's what he's meant to say.
Movement on the screen, though, and it's movement for the 201 of James Tate. The final driver looks to be in the position at the back end of the grid. Final confirmation, the green flag is down, though. We are away and racing in Cadet, and it's a fantastic start from Lizzie Mentier from the 3rd row in the 50. And the first 2 round the first corner of the top 2 in the championship. Catherine Potter and Lizzie Mentier, the lead 2, are away in the 20 and the 50 respectively. And a fantastic start as well from Isabella Stansmore-Wilson in the 88. She's dropped now back down into 4th behind Jared Fox-Whiteley. But the top 2 are away and down the back straight. Looks like all of our drivers, all 28 of them, have made their way through the first few corners, although there is a yellow out on the outside of hairpin number 1. That's the number 5, Zach Turner. Spins on the outside of hairpin 2. So the pack make their way through, and that's Josh Cooke and Thomas Potter battling out. Josh Cooke, 6th place in qualifying, career best for him. Fantastic for Josh.
Mentier is right on the back of Potter now for the lead. Coming through the D chicane for the first time, she was right there, and it was Fox-Whiteley who actually didn't have a very good start, got hung out to dry around the northern loop for the first time as well, then managed to tuck back in and is now back in 3rd place, so has got bogged a little bit but then made it back up again, so back to where they should really be. Isabella Stansmore-Wilson in 4th, we have Holden in 5th, Leon Barlow 6th, Thomas Potter 7th, Josh Cooke 8th, David Mack is in 9th, and Ethan Girling in 10th.
So our leaders out of hairpin number 4 and up to the start line. Lizzie Mentier right on the bumper of Catherine Potter, as that's David Mack coming through in the 16. Battling it out with Ethan Girling over 9th place. And, Tom, the top 2 in Potter and Mentier, their championship battle sees today Lizzie Mentier needs to outscore Catherine Potter by 9 points or more to take it down to a final round decider. Catherine Potter
doing everything right at the moment.
Yes, at the moment, 1 point the difference between 1st and 2nd place in the heats. It's 50 for a win, 49 for 2nd. It's when we get down to the final where there is a big difference between the two. It's 65 for a win, 58 for 2nd, 53 for 3rd place, and then 48 for 4th. So big differences between the points when it comes down to the final. But, with our drivers starting the heat in the finishing positions of the race prior, Lizzie Mentier will want to try and get as close to Catherine Potter as she can do. They're going to come up onto the back straight, and they're going to catch up with the number 2 of Mason Webster, making his debut here at Teesside. So our lead pack with 5 remaining. Webster does superbly, moves out of the way of the leaders, allows the pack, and it's a pack of 5 now with Tom Holden coming through from the 5th row up into 5th place. And Tom, last time, Tom was right there at the end, wasn't he, to take the victory from Lizzie Mentier, snatched it right on the line in an incredible wet final here at Teesside for the Cadets.
Yeah, super exciting last one there. Looks like the battle has certainly resumed again with the front 5 now bringing Constantina in together, bringing Holden with them. And we've got Mentier up the inside. Mentier taking the lead at hairpin 1, and that bolts Potter so much that the 22 of Jared Fox-Whiteley is now up the inside of hairpin 2 and side by side down the straight and the inside to
and she's getting hung out to dry,
she
Tom.
Is. And is Holden going to take a look as well? He is.
Catherine Potter, race leader at hairpin 3, is now in 4th place by the time we get to... Sorry, hairpin 2 is now in 4th place by the time we get to hairpin 3.
Mentier trying to check out at the front, but Fox-Whiteley is right there as we go through the northern loop.
So that's not only thrown the cat amongst the pigeons, it's invited a fox into the party as well. It's really mixed things up. Lizzie Mentier up into 1st place, Jared Fox-Whiteley in 2nd, Isabella Stansmore-Wilson is in 3rd, Catherine Potter 4th, Tom Holden 5th, and Stansmore-Wilson, one of the youngest drivers on the grid at 8 years old, right there in the mix at the front. And the improvements there as Potter's going to come back to the inside. Tags Fox-Whiteley and spins. Our championship leader as well. There's contact there with Ethan Girling. Ethan Girling's off in the 8.
Josh Cooke is off the track as well, but rejoins. Carnage in the cadet class. Catherine Potter snatching the breakthrough hairpin 4. Round she goes. That takes out Josh Cooke and Ethan Girling. Ethan Girling's still off track as well.
Yeah, it looks like
It
Ethan
looks like a
Girling.
painful one as well. I think
Yeah,
he's,
he came round that corner at speed and effectively hit a stationary karting, Catherine Potter. The marshal's over there just attending to him as it is. The last lap board will greet our leader this time round. I don't think we're going to require a stoppage, Tom, with so close to the end. Looks like Ethan's still in the cart, but looks to be okay.
So Mentier still leading, with Stansmore Wilson closing in now for second place. Tom Holden has got past Jared Fox-Whiteley on that lap, and Fox-Whiteley has now dropped down into fourth place with all the goings on. Oh, and there's a lap traffic coming into play through hairpin 1 as well.
Catching up on the back, and as it stands, Tom, Mentier's going to pick up the win. She's got a couple of tenths out the front, and from my records, this will be a best ever result in a race here for Isabella Stansmore Wilson. If she can maintain second place, they're going to lap Zach Turner, who spun early on, and Stansmore Wilson is right on the back of Lizzie Mentier. Maybe she's not happy with second, maybe she wants the win. They're going to come to the line. No, it's going to go the way of the 50 of Lizzie Mentier. Takes the victory by 0.07 of a second from Isabella Stansmore Wilson in second. Tom Holden in third, Thomas Potter fourth, Fox Whiteley in fifth, Leon Barlow up into a fantastic sixth, Catherine Potter in seventh, David Mack, Sophie Pawsey and Josh Cooke recovering to 10th place after the incident on the way out of hairpin number 3. Fantastic race there in Cadets, and that one has really mixed things up on the points front. 6 the difference between first and 7th place in the championship battle here in Cadets. And that one, first blood goes the way of Lizzie Mentier, closes the gap here in Cadets. And, another fantastic race, Tom.